Virgin Galactic, the morning after, the night before. Let's discuss it. This is live during a live video, a live stream. This happened last night. What do you think? Let's go. Nowhere to go. Richard Branson, this is disgusting. Till next time, take care. Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. Virgin Galactic. Last night I put this video out. I thought I would never for all to see and share and all the rest of it, to provide information of what was going on, to protect you from what was about to occur. But some of you didn't understand it. Some of you only watched the first minute. Some of you only looked at the thumbnail, which very often happens. People don't take the time, which is incredible when you think they put their hard-earned money into something, but not actually prepared to see it through and understand exactly what is going on and what I'm actually saying. So I'm going to clarify this right now, what exactly I was talking about last night, because it surprises me, but some people don't fully understand it. And on today's show, later on our live stream, we're going to have a live phone-in. I've invited Andy Shovel, one of the biggest retail investors in the world, to join us, and also Zach Zate, one of the permabulls as well, who loves space more than anyone, will be joining us as well live on the show. Now, I put this out last night to explain my emotion and sentiment for the stock, what exactly I feel about the stock. Now, I want to be absolutely clear. For those of you that can't be bothered to watch past the first 5 seconds, some of you thought this was very negative towards Virgin Galactic and all the rest of it. And also, you said, some of you said that I have declared that there is going to be a reverse split. I didn't. I said there's going to be a vote for a reverse split. Why is that bad? What difference does it make? Well, let's discuss it right now. Virgin Galactic last night announced they are having a vote for a reverse split, possibly 1 for 20. Many of you messaged me and said, what does it actually mean? Does that mean I'm losing money? Does it mean the stock's going down? What it means is, if the stock is below $1 for a period of time, and we've not even got close to that period of time, the company is forced to take action to apply with SEC regulations. They have to remain above $1. There are other requirements to remain on the index. This is one of many SEC regulations, but it normally gets actioned a few weeks, a few months, in fact, after you fall below $1. Virgin Galactic have only been under $1 for a few days. It's hardly at all. It's hardly happened at all. Hardly a significant event at all. But by saying that we're going to have a vote on the 12th of June, I think it was. Forgive me if that's the wrong date. That was explained in the video last night. By saying that, you have indicated that that's your intention already. What it shows you is the management have no imagination of how to get the stock up. They don't want to promote the stock. They don't want to get a celebrity on the flight. They don't want to do any of those things. And they don't want to address our investors, which we represent 95% of the world's retail investors. None of that's important to them. So they don't know what to do. So they've gone to the reverse split. A reverse split is the movement of a dying stock. Now, it doesn't mean to say it's going to die. It doesn't mean to say it is over. 5 years from now, we could be at $100 again, where I predicted originally. With the right management, who knows? The company could be bought out. The technology could rise again under a different ticker. We don't know. What it does mean, however, is the management have decided to take the position that they're going to reverse split, or at least they're going to vote on a reverse split. Now, what that means is, it means that potentially, if we vote on it and we agree to it, then you could have 1 in 10 or 1 in 2 shares. Now, what does that actually mean? Let's say you have 2 shares at the moment worth $10. All right, and then they reverse split 2 for 1. You now have 1 share at $20. It's exactly the same for you. You haven't lost any money. You don't lose with the reverse split. Just want to be absolutely clear. You don't lose. You don't end up with less money. You've got the same amount of money. The money you had before is the same amount of money that you've still got. That hasn't changed. But what it does mean is it means that it's just to apply by the SEC regulations. They have to remain above $1. But the point is, it sends out a bad sentiment. It's a very negative thing to happen. It's not a positive. A forward split is positive. A reverse split is a negative. It's being done to survive. That's it. You don't lose any money, but don't get misled or confused. Your stock hasn't suddenly gone from $10 to $20 in this example. It doesn't mean that at all. You've just got one where before you had two in that example. It doesn't benefit you. However, what it does do and I've seen this happen, we've had it live on the show, people who don't pay attention to the stock, it won't be affected by you guys. It won't be affected by me. Institutions don't get drawn into this. But those that don't look at the stock, those that just come in, very small retail investors that come in weeks later, months later, go, wow, look at this, the stock price is up. Now, you might say that sounds ridiculous. No one thinks that. They actually do. They actually do think that, because I've had it on the show when we had Tesla get a forward split and the stock price came down, not going up. Of course, it hadn't really come down, but it looked like it had come down. And people that hadn't been in the market for a while thought, wow, this looks great. Tesla's cheap. Now, it also means people that can't fractional share get a chance to buy the stock. That's a forward split. A reverse split is the opposite. A forward split is a good thing, like what Tesla did earlier last year. It makes the stock cheaper, or at least it appears to be cheaper. You can now do a contract for cheaper, because you can a contract options is 100 shares, so you can do that cheaper. But also for those that can't fractional share, it seems cheaper. Technically it is. You can buy a share, one share for less. Doesn't bother me. Fractional sharing is just the same. Buying $10 of Tesla is exactly the same as buying a share at $10. $10 is what I've invested in. So that's a forward split. It's fine. A reverse split, however, is a negative. But again, the same thing. People that haven't paid attention to the stock will come back in 6 months and go, wow, have you seen Virgin Galactic? It's now $10. Wow, that looks good. And it does draw some attention. Very few, not a big deal. It's not worth mentioning. I don't know why I mentioned it, but I've mentioned it because you want the whole facts, right? But the point is, the overall point to take away from this video that I put last night was, it's just bad sentiment. It means the stock is dying. Now, it doesn't mean the stock is dying. It doesn't mean it's all over. It doesn't mean we're never going to get the stock up and it's all finished, but it's the beginning of a very bad sentiment, and institutions won't want to buy a stock that's reverse splitted. It doesn't look good, doesn't sound good. It shows weakness of management. And we've been covering now for 3 years, many stocks, and I don't remember any reverse split stocks do well. If anyone knows, please reply in the comments. I've never seen any reverse stock split do well and end up well. Specifically a SPAC. Remember, statistically, SPACs fail. Above 90% of SPACs fail. This is a SPAC, special purpose acquisition. Those used to do well back a few years ago, but since COVID, they've all been doing really badly. And then when you reverse split as well, you just add more negative sentiment. So there you go. There's my thoughts on it. This is being made during a live video. Join us today for the live show, or if you're watching this now, the live show has already happened and you might want to rewind it, because later on in the show, I'm hoping to hear from Andy Shovel, one of the biggest retail investors in the world. And we definitely have on the show in 55 minutes from now, and it's 8:05 Central Time at the moment. We are going to hear from Zaxay, who's a big bull on the stock, if not a perma bull, believes in it, will probably be buying the dip as well. So join us for that. So there you go. That was the moment I put this video out last night. That explains it all a little bit more, I hope. But since then, of course, extra macro conditions are at play. We had a big drop last night on the S&P. I bought the dip before Robin had halted trading. Excuse me. Click above my head. Down below in the description, and at the end of the video I'll put it over here as well. Go and check that out. That's the moment that Robin had halted trading. I did post my trades. I was able to get in really quick. It was a reset circuit breaker. It happens all the time. It's not a bad thing. I agree with it. You might disagree with Robinhood doing that. It's like a bank run. You have to bring the bars down, otherwise the whole thing would collapse. And now we've got extra conditions and extra worry. And people asked last night also to me, they said, do we now feel that the rates are going to come down? No. In fact, the rates are more likely to stay up for longer because inflation is likely to stay up for longer because of oil. That will trickle down, put prices up again because of oil prices, and then that means the rates will stay higher. Don't see any reason for a hike. But all of this is putting more and more pressure on Virgin Galactic. I see Virgin Galactic going down to 50 cents now. And then, of course, that's the reverse split will fix all of that. But it will still be ultimately down at 50 cents if you look at it that way. Above my head, down below, over here and over here. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.